final altcoin of the day that I've chosen to showcase to you today is Comp, COMP coming through here. As you can see, we do have a pretty strong falling wedge chart pattern, guys. All-time highs coming through around 889 there, currently trading at 194, seriously underpriced in my opinion. We have actually set a new low since the May crash coming through there. Pretty awful stuff coming through. New low being set is obviously showing pretty bad, right? It's really quite bad when we see this happening, especially here on the daily. Hopefully we can see a bit of upwards momentum here. Now we are hopefully finding support here. We are looking at finding support here on the daily, right? We're up around 1.67% over the last like 3 days or so. It's not been that bad. We have seen a bit of a micro uptrend here. Nothing too crazy. I do want to get over this lower high at 1997 there. That's going to be the ideal sort of scenario there for progression to the upside. That's going to be the bullish sort of scenario, bullish sign that I'm looking for there. We do have the 21 moving average coming down as well, which is probably going to be acting as resistance. So yeah, there's quite a lot to get over in terms of having a real reversal coming through here. But yeah, these are going to be the key points to be looking out for. It is $200 and also around 220, 230. That's sort of the area to be looking out for there in terms of resistance points there. If we are going to see us actually have that continual progression to the downside, I probably wouldn't be doing a measure move here because that would bring us all the way down to like $50 and it's very unachievable. But what I would be looking for is to be coming down and bouncing off the volume weighted ATR band, guys. We know how strong the volume weighted ATR band is across multiple time frames, right? I don't think there's going to be the data on this chart to show it. No, there's not going to be the data on this chart to show it, but we know we usually bounce off this bad boy pretty well, right? Pretty well. Let's go down to the hourly and see if we can get some data here. Because as you can see, guys, look, volume weighted ATR band, look, we're just bouncing off it in terms of support. If we get below it, we trend below it and then we reclaim it pretty much literally every time. So yeah, you can see the support that we do get along this bad boy. So that's why I'm basically using that on the daily chart there, guys, for a lovely level of support, which we're currently looking for, right, in a sense. So yeah, if we do actually break this trend line to the downside here, this is where I'm looking to potentially accumulation phase for a bounce there. Looking to probably buy some more comp there and then basically letting that run up and go from there, right? But yeah, in terms of this chart pattern, it is a falling wedge chart pattern, guys. We are looking at progression to the upside if we can break here, because falling wedges, they tend to usually break to the upside, right? So yeah, in terms of a move to the upside, we could be looking at something along the lines of this, and this is obviously going to be probably along the lines of this, right? Still speculatively speaking, right? Depending on where we're going to break along this trend line, right? Let me make that a bit bigger. Depending on where we're going to break along this trend line, where and how strong this trend is going to be, probably January 2022 or something along the lines of that. When we do see us break, when we do get to this sort of level here, we could be looking at a nice long position, and it could be around a 44% gain there, guys. So it's definitely something you don't want to be missing out on. Definitely something to be looking out for the future. Let's have a look at the shorter term timeframes and see if we can get a gauge on really what's happening here, and some sort of a price prediction on this current trend and sort of a direction that we could be looking for. Straight off the bat, I would say we've got a pretty strong trend line coming down like that. Let me get rid of the moving averages for now, right? It's a pretty strong trend line coming down like that, and also again very strong trend line coming down like that, and that is obviously creating, guys. We know the score. It's a falling wedge chart pattern, right? So in terms of a measure move break, we are looking at breaking this zone, guys. So we could be looking at a nice gain here in terms of a long position, and this is definitely something to be looking out for. I would be looking to clear this lower high first, and that's going to be something along the lines of this. If you were to get in, you probably would have got in around here on the break, and then your first take profit would have been hit already, right? You would have hit your first take profit already here, and your break even, your stop loss would be basically back at break even, right? So now you're basically you've hit a first take profit. It's a profitable trade at the end of the day because you've already made that money. You've already made that first take profit get basically reached there. If you are going for the full move here, you could be looking for around 7.85% there. I mean, in terms of still getting in, you probably could still get in, but my stop loss would be very tight, and my first take profit would definitely be along this zone here. Definitely be. You can see the resistance along this zone. You can also see the support as well. So if you can get above, that's gonna be lovely. But yeah, 200 is definitely a point in terms of a take profit point there for comp. But yeah, overall not too bad. It is looking like we are having a breakout scenario. If we are gonna have more continuation to the upside, and this I mean, this is still the low, right? This is still the low, so it's still very bearish. If we are going to have a nice higher low get set there, that's sort of the scenario I would be looking for. But when we do see the low get created, we definitely know we're going to have some sort of pullback before continuation if we are going to have it, right? So yeah, definitely be prepared for that pullback coming through there, guys. But yeah, overall, not too bad for comp. I would say hopefully we can see progression, right? We are looking a little bit hopeful in terms of this big candle coming through here. So yeah, hopefully we can see the progression to the upside. But yeah, it's still a downtrend at the end of the day, guys. But it is a bullish chart pattern. So so yeah, there is trades open in the water there, but what I do really want to stress is this area on the volume weighted ATR, and we can bounce off that. If crypto is going to crash, we are definitely pretty much going to bounce on that, pretty confirmed. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a daily update today on comp.